Let's talk about a feeling. It's a feeling that millions of people know all too well. It's the feeling you get in the pit of your stomach a few days before your next paycheck. It's the feeling you get when you're standing in the grocery store aisle, pulling out your phone to check your bank account balance before you head to the checkout line, just to make sure the card won't get declined. It's that jolt of pure panic when your car starts making a weird noise, or your check engine light flashes on. In that moment, your first thought isn't, I wonder what's wrong with my car. Your first thought is, how in the world am I going to pay for this? It's the constant, low-grade, humming anxiety that follows you around every day. The knowledge that you are one flat tire, one sick kid who needs to go to urgent care, or one broken refrigerator away from a complete financial crisis. This is the reality of living in the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle. It's a relentless hamster wheel of working hard, paying your bills, and having absolutely nothing left over to show for it. It's a cycle of feeling like you're constantly running, constantly stressed, but never actually getting anywhere. And if you're stuck in this cycle, I'm willing to bet you've tried to escape before. You've probably sat down with all the best intentions and tried to make a super detailed, line item budget. You tried to track every single penny you spent. But after a week or two, it became so exhausting and so depressing to see how little you had that you just abandoned it. You've probably tried the vague advice to just spend less. You tried to cut back on everything at once, living a life of total deprivation that just made you miserable. You said no to everything. You didn't do anything fun. And eventually, that became so unsustainable that you gave up on that too. Maybe even overspending afterward just to feel normal again. You feel like you've tried everything, but you're still stuck in the same place, on the same hamster wheel. I am here today to tell you that the reason those things don't work is because they aren't the right first step. You are trying to redesign your entire life all at once. You are trying to run a marathon before you've even learned how to stand up and take a single, stable step. In this video, I am going to show you the real, foundational first step to breaking the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle for good. It is not a complicated system. It's not a restrictive budget. It is a single, powerful, and achievable action that will create the breathing room you need to finally get ahead. We are going to stop running on the wheel, and we are going to start building a foundation. So, why is this one step so important? Why do we have to do this before we do anything else? To understand that, we need to understand the psychology of being financially stuck. Imagine for a moment that your house is on fire. The alarms are blaring. There's smoke everywhere, and your only focus is on getting yourself and your family to safety. Now, what if, in that exact moment, someone came up to you and said, "Hey, now would be a great time to sit down and plan out the route for a cross-country road trip you want to take next year." You would look at them like they were insane. It's impossible. Your brain literally cannot focus on long-term, strategic goals when it is in a state of immediate, short-term crisis. Living paycheck to paycheck is like living in a low-grade, chronic house fire. Your brain is constantly in a state of scarcity and crisis mode. It's so focused on how you are going to survive this week, how you're going to make it to the next payday, that it doesn't have the mental energy or the emotional capacity to think about bigger, long-term goals like paying off your debt or saving for retirement. You can't plan the road trip while the house is on fire. Before you can do anything else, you have to put out the fire. In personal finance, putting out the fire means creating a buffer. It means building a small wall between you and financial disaster. So, what is this real first step? It is to save your first $1,000. That's it. That is your new mission. Your single, solitary point of focus. We're going to call this your $1,000 financial safety net, or your starter emergency fund. For now, I want you to forget everything else. Don't worry about trying to pay off your credit cards faster. Don't worry about trying to figure out how to invest in the stock market. Don't worry about saving for a down payment on a house. All of those things are important, but they are step 2, step 3, and step 4. Right now, We are focused only on step one. Your only job is to get to this first $1,000 and put it in a safe, separate savings account. Why $1,000 specifically? Because it's a psychologically powerful number, and it's a pragmatically effective one. Studies and surveys have shown that a surprisingly large number of common American emergencies, things like needing a new set of tires for your car, a sudden plumbing issue at home, an urgent care visit for a sick child, or a broken appliance often fall somewhere in the range of a few $100s up to $1,000. This $1,000 is not meant to be wealth. It's not going to make you rich. It is a tool. It is a shield. It is a small wall that you build between your life and the chaos of the world. It's the buffer that stops a small problem from turning into a big crisis. This financial safety net serves two incredibly important purposes. The first purpose is practical. This $1,000 is what finally stops the cycle of debt. Think about your life right now. When you get a flat tire and need a new one for $150, how do you pay for it? If you're like most people in this situation, you put it on a credit card. And because you don't have extra money to pay off the card at the end of the month, that $150 starts accumulating interest at a rate of 20% or more. That $150 problem just turned into a long-term, expensive debt problem. But now, imagine you have your $1,000 safety net. The tire goes flat. It's still annoying. It's still frustrating. But it's not a crisis. You calmly take $150 out of your safety net. You pay for the new tire in cash. And you move on with your life. You have no new debt. You have no new stress. A financial disaster has been downgraded to a simple inconvenience. That is a life-changing practical difference. The second purpose of this fund is psychological. And honestly, this is even more important. Having this buffer, this small amount of cash that is yours and is set aside for emergencies, is a scarcity killer. It calms that panicked, ancient, lizard brain that is always worried about survival. For the first time, maybe in years, you will be able to take a full, deep breath. The constant, low-grade financial anxiety that has been your shadow will start to recede. This reduction in stress frees up an incredible amount of mental energy. It's like closing a dozen noisy tabs that have been running in the background of your brain. With that newfound mental space, you can finally start to think clearly. You can finally start to plan. And most importantly, saving this first $1,000 gives you the first real taste of being in control of your money. It's a win. And that feeling of winning, that feeling of progress, is what creates unstoppable momentum to tackle your next financial goal. I can already hear what some of you are thinking. $1,000. That's great. But I just told you I have nothing left at the end of the month. It might as well be $1 million. How am I supposed to find that money? I get it. And you are right. We are not going to find this money through our normal, broken monthly routine. We are going to find it by going on a short-term, intense, focused cash-gathering sprint. Think of this like training for a 5K race. You don't just jog casually. You have a focused plan for a set period of time to reach a specific goal. Our goal is $1,000. Here are 3 strategies to get you there. Fast. Our first strategy is the financial vampire audit. We're going to do a quick and dirty version of the 10-minute budget audit. Pull out your last month's bank or credit card statement. We are hunting for things that are sucking money from your account without giving you value. First, let's hunt for subscriptions. Scan that statement for any recurring charge. Is there a streaming service you haven't watched in months? Is there a fitness app you forgot you were paying for? Is there a free trial for a service that you forgot to cancel and is now charging you $14.99 a month? Be ruthless. Pause this video and cancel at least one of them right now. Finding an extra $20 to $40 a month from this one action is incredibly easy. That's money that can go directly into your safety net fund. Next, let's hunt for a better deal on your cell phone bill. Your cell phone is an essential utility, but you are probably overpaying for it. Your homework this week is to make one phone call to your provider. Use this simple script. Hi, I'm thinking about switching to a cheaper provider, and I was wondering if there are any promotions or better plans you can offer me to stay. If that doesn't work, look into cheaper carriers like Mint Mobile or Visible, which use the same networks as the big guys for a fraction of the price. Lowering your cell phone bill by $30 a month is a very achievable win. Finally, let's hunt for your biggest mindless spending category, which for most people is food. Look at your statement and add up every dollar you spent on restaurants, fast food, delivery apps like DoorDash and Uber Eats, and convenience store snacks. The number will probably shock you. For the next 30 days, I want you to commit to a cooking at home challenge. This one change, just for 1 month, can easily free up an extra $100, $200, or even $300 that you can use to kickstart your safety net. Our second strategy is the clutter into cash method. I want you to take a moment and look around your home. Look in your closets, your garage, your basement, your kitchen cabinets. Most of our homes are filled with stuff we no longer use, need, or want. That stuff is not just clutter that creates a mess, it is trapped cash. Your mission for this weekend is to go on a scavenger hunt in your own home. Find 5 to 10 items that you can sell. You can use Facebook Marketplace for bigger things like old furniture, exercise equipment, or other items that are easier for someone to pick up locally. You can use apps like Poshmark or ThredUp for brand name clothes, shoes, and accessories that are still in good condition. You can use eBay for things like old electronics, video games, collectibles, or textbooks. Don't aim for perfection. You don't need a professional photo studio. Just take a clear picture with your phone in good lighting. Write an honest description and list it. You would be absolutely amazed at how quickly you can generate a few $100s by selling things that are currently just taking up space in your life. You are literally turning clutter that causes you physical and mental stress into a financial safety net that will bring you peace. Our third strategy is what I call the quick wins sprint. This is all about making some temporary but high-impact changes to your lifestyle for a short, focused period of time. The key word here is temporary. This is not forever. This is a short-term sprint to get you to your $1,000 goal as quickly as possible. You could try a no-spend challenge for 1 or 2 weeks. For that period, you commit to spending money only on the absolute essentials, like gas to get to your job and the most basic groceries to cook your meals. No coffee out. No lunches out. No fun shopping. It's tough. But for a short period, it's a great way to save a chunk of money fast. You could also pause a major habit. If you are a smoker or you drink alcohol regularly, could you challenge yourself to pause for just 1 month? Take all the money you would have spent on that habit and put it directly into your savings. The financial savings, not to mention the health benefits, can be enormous. And finally, you could pick up a one-time gig or a temporary side hustle. Can you ask your boss if there are any opportunities to work a couple of extra shifts this month? Could you sign up to drive for DoorDash or Uber for just a few weekends? Could you offer to babysit for a neighbor? Or walk dogs in your neighborhood using an app like Rover? These small, temporary bursts of extra income can be the final push you need to get over the $1,000 finish line. Okay, so you've started your sprint. You're canceling subscriptions. You're selling stuff. You're cutting back temporarily. As that money starts to come in, it is critically important that you put it in the right place. If you just leave this newly found money in your regular checking account, it will get mixed up with your bill money and your spending money, and it will get accidentally spent. It will vanish. This money needs to be separate and sacred. The perfect tool for your financial safety net is a high-yield savings account, HISA. You can open one of these accounts for free online in about 5 minutes. I highly recommend using an online bank that is different from your main, everyday bank. Some great, reputable options in the U.S. include Ally Bank, Marcus by Goldman Sachs, Capital One 360, or SoFi. There are 2 reasons to use a separate online HISA. First, they pay a much much higher interest rate than a savings account at a traditional brick-and-mortar bank, so your money will actually grow a little bit while it sits there. Second, and more importantly, keeping the money at a different bank adds a layer of helpful friction. It makes it just a little bit harder to access the money impulsively. You have to consciously log into a different website and wait a day or two for a transfer. That small delay is often all it takes to prevent you from dipping into your fund for a non-emergency. And that brings us to the next crucial step. You have to protect this fund from your worst enemy, yourself. Now that you've worked so hard to build this buffer, you need to be crystal clear on what it is for. You need to define what a true emergency is. A real emergency is something that is urgent, unexpected, and necessary. For example, your car breaks down and you need an essential repair to be able to get to work. That is a true emergency. You lose your job and you need money to pay your rent and buy groceries while you look for a new one. That is a true emergency. You have an urgent medical or dental issue that requires immediate payment. That is a true emergency. Now let's talk about what is not an emergency. A sale on a new 70-inch TV is not an emergency. Your friends wanting to go on a last-minute weekend trip is not an emergency. Tickets for your favorite band going on sale is not an emergency. These are wants, not needs. This first $1,000 is your break glass in case of emergency fund. Protecting it with clear rules is just as important as building it in the first place. So, you do it. You sprint. You hustle. You save. And you hit your goal. You have $1,000 sitting in your separate high-yield savings account. I want you to take a moment and let that sink in. I want you to pause and really, truly celebrate this moment. Saving your first $1,000 when you started with nothing is, without a doubt, the hardest and most important financial goal you will ever achieve. It is a bigger psychological victory than saving your first $10,000 or even your first $100,000. Because with this one action, you have officially broken the paycheck-to-paycheck curse. You have stepped off the hamster wheel. You now have a buffer. You have proven to yourself, through your own actions, that you are in control of your financial life. This feeling, this win, is the momentum that will carry you through the rest of your financial journey. But this safety net is not the end goal. It is the starting line. Now that the fire is out, now that you have breathing room and reduced anxiety, you can finally start to plan your real escape route. Here are the next steps on your journey. Now that you have your foundation in place, step 2 is to make a simple debt payoff plan. With your $1,000 buffer protecting you from new emergencies, you can now attack your high-interest debt with focus and without fear. The best way to start is with the debt snowball method. You list all of your debts, like credit cards and personal loans, from the smallest balance to the largest balance. You make the minimum payment on all of them. But you take any and all extra money you have and throw it at the smallest debt until it is completely gone. When that one is paid off, you take all the money you were paying on it and roll it over to the next smallest debt. This method is powerful because it gives you quick wins, which keeps you motivated. Step 3 is to build your full emergency fund. Once your high-interest, non-mortgage debt is gone, your next mission is to go back to your financial safety net and keep adding to it. You will continue to save until that fund grows from $1,000 to a full 3 to 6 months' worth of your essential living expenses. This is your ultimate protection against a major life event, like a serious job loss. This is what will allow you to sleep soundly at night, no matter what happens in the world. And step 4 is to start investing for your future. With no high-interest debt holding you back and a full safety net protecting you, you are finally, truly free. You are now in a position to start building real, long-term wealth through low-cost, diversified investing in things like a Roth IRA or your workplace 401k. This is the step that builds the life of your dreams. The journey out of the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle can feel long and overwhelming when you look at the whole staircase. That's why we don't focus on the whole staircase at once. We only focus on the first step. That first step is building your $1,000 financial safety net. It is the concrete, stable foundation upon which your entire financial house will be built. Every other goal you have becoming debt-free, buying a home, traveling the world, retiring comfortably, all of it becomes possible once this single foundational step is in place. You don't have to have everything figured out today. You don't need a perfect plan for the next 20 years. You just need to take that first step. One small, concrete, and powerful action can be the thing that breaks the cycle of stress forever and creates unstoppable momentum towards the life you want. So I want to ask you, to close out our time together today, what is the one thing you are going to do this week to start building your $1,000 safety net? Are you going to go through your bank statement and cancel a subscription? Are you going to find one item in your house and list it on Facebook Marketplace? Are you going to commit to cooking dinner at home for the next 5 days? Let me know your first action step in the comments below. Let's make a public commitment to ourselves and to each other. If this video gave you a clear and achievable starting point, please give it a like and subscribe for more videos that will guide you on the next steps of your journey. You can do this. The journey starts now.